Alright, what we have here is Jimbo's Gold Paydirt, 1 pound from our Idaho Dredge. So, weighed it up, it was 1 pound 1 ounce. Figure package is 1 ounce. Sounds good. Let's start. Put some of this in a pan. You gotta get all this stuff out of the corners. I'm not a big fan of all these convoluted bags. Just give me some cheap old Ziploc. It's good for his packaging, I guess. You know, getting that gold out of the bottom corners is always a pain in the butt, though. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little flake in there, so, you know, you don't get that little bit out, you're missing out. No, so I got most of it. I forgot. Spoon, so we're gonna have to just do this old school way. A Martin Prospecting pan. I love their pans, some of the best in the market. But I also like the really cheap Chinese ones for the fine stuff. A little bit of that in there. Let's see what we got. I always use the second pan underneath just so I can repan that right afterwards, make sure I'm not missing anything, and you know, you can tell if the stuff's real fine and you're missing a couple little bits, then better to repan it than to lose something. You know. I didn't screen it because it didn't look like there was a lot of gravel. And you can see there's a couple little pieces, but nothing you can't pan out by hand. And a couple little flakes in there. A little bit more. Sometimes I'll just work a little bit down, get it to the black sands, and work the next little bit and put that to the side and just keep doing that, but it just depends on what mood I'm in. I'm in my shed right now, and sadly it's a new shed, so new to me shed, and I haven't run electricity to it yet, so it's not as bright as I'd like it to be. If I don't get it fixed, I might have to move back inside. I'm sure my wife will love that, but she likes it better when I'm out here, out of sight, out of mind, you know. Let's see what we got. Since this is my first video for this channel, sorry if the camera lens or angle or something sucks. I can't really see it. But when I go to edit it and stuff like that, I'll figure it out. The next video will be better. Kind of sucks for Jimbo here, you know. But he is a really nice guy. Emailed him a couple times, talked to him, really nice. He's got a great website, a lot of gold. He's got it from Arizona. I'll probably do some of that next. Typically, I'm not a fan of Arizona pay dirt just because it's usually really muddy and really tears up your water, but, you know. Seeing a good bit of color in the pan, so, you know, I think his price on this is $27, $26.99. I know I just looked and it was on sale the other day at like $23, but odds are by the time you watch this, the sale will be over with, so, you know. I'm going to add some more and just keep getting down to the black fines before I start doing too much of the fine panning. But before that, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to double check my big pan here. See what I'm doing. Make sure I'm not missing anything. You know, I didn't drink any coffee today, so if I'm going to miss some, it's going to be today. Now, I don't keep another pan, I don't believe that. I used to, but in our move, once we recently moved, I managed to lose my jumbo pan. So I had another pan like this, and I used to put it all the way at the bottom. But if I realize I'm losing a lot of stuff, I'll just pull all the dirt out the bottom and redo it again a third time. But luckily, it almost never happens. You really gotta have some tough dirt. You have to pan something 3 times or run it through it. But even then, I usually, when I'm done with this, I'll run it just really basic to get it down to the black sands. And then I keep all my black sands in a 5-gallon bucket. When that 5-gallon bucket is full, I run it through my miller table. I typically won't do something like this through a miller table. It's just not cost effective. You know, you spend an hour to set up your miller table just to run. You know, it's probably 3 or 4 ounces worth of black sands, and you might get 1 flake. You know, 1 micro piece, and you know, worth the 1/10 of a millionth of a penny. You know, it's not worth my time. 5-gallon bucket full. You know. It's at least fun. I have the kids help me. They enjoy that, so, you know. All right. So let's see if I've been missing anything. Nada. So, like I said though, it'll go in a 5-gallon bucket and join the rest. So, get back to the main peg. Let's see how that goes. I think this is my second purchase of an Idaho Paydirt. I'm pretty sure the last one I got was pretty wretched, so I'm hoping for much better from this one. And you know, which is really surprising that there's not more. I think Idaho, besides California and Oregon, is probably one of the top producers for gold. I mean, California, but, you know, California's got so many regulations now, it's impossible, unless you're a big company, you know. I don't figure how that happened, huh? So I'm surprised more people aren't. I mean, Idaho is a little rougher, you know, cold, mountains, but, you know. I'd much rather the cold and be able to wear a nice wetsuit, then let me get some these big rocks out. That I'm gonna shake it all up. Get that down. Usually, yeah, I do have a spoon. I don't know what happened to it. And somewhere it's in my pile of stuff somewhere. But, we're just being basic today. But back to the Idaho, yeah, I'd much rather be in Idaho where it's, freezing water than be somewhere like Arizona where, it's 100 degrees. There's nothing you can do about that. You're out. You ain't bringing an air conditioner with you. So you're just going to sweat and sweat and sweat. It's also really hard on the equipment because it's just running hot all the time. So, I guess it's a lot of flat ground. It's a lot easier to get to these places. You can pretty much just pull off a highway and check a culvert and, see what's in the area. But the one thing I've never tried to do is dry wash. I've seen some videos on it and it does not look fun. All I'm trying to do in today's video is get this all down to the black sands, and where there's pretty much no bonds left, and then what I'll do is I'll shut it off and then I'll put a final weight on there. But so far it's pretty easy panning. I haven't run a magnet through it to see how much of it's magnetized, but we'll see in a minute. My East Wing metal pan. This is one of my favorite pans. Unfortunately, they're really not good for panning. They look great, but they're just not the best for panning. I'm getting my hands. Probably got 2 pounds of gold on my hands. I'm kidding, but it'll go in the water and I'll check it in a minute too. Like I said, I'm not a fan of sweating, so it's one of the reasons we want to run electricity to the shed is so we have a fan in here. I don't need an air conditioner, so I don't plan on sleeping out here. But better say that before the wife gets mad at me and tells me to go sleep in the shed. But so far, liking the dirt. It's nice and easy. It's dirtying up the water a fair bit, but, if it's been dredged, then odds are it's, usually a good sign, I guess, I'm not I'm a big fan of having all kinds of dirt, I like the ones where you get the blends. I'm not a big fan of just buying black sands and just going through that. Because to me, buying black sands means somebody's already gone through that dirt with a fine-tooth comb. And you're not going to really get anything other than what they want you to get. Still getting a couple little tiny rocks in there. Try not to do too much dirt at once. Usually, I'll do 2 tablespoons at a time. I'm about to check this other one right now to make sure I'm not missing anything again. But yeah, usually about 2 tablespoons at a time. But it depends. Again, it depends. If you've got something that's super hard, super fine, then, I might go 1 tablespoon. And I recently did a review. I don't remember who it was. But that stuff. There was the mystery cons. One of the dirts. It was like, I'm pretty sure it's my top Roy one right now. But it was, I think I even said in my review, I think it took me a week to pan that bag out. It was a rough one. I loved it because every day, you got a couple hours to kill or, hour to kill. I'd go in there and I'd play for an hour, pan a little bit. It'd kick my butt and then, I'd go back and take another break, and you know, it took me about a week, but it was well worth it. You know, when you end up making more money than you spent, it makes you actually feel like you're out in the, you know, woods or in the desert somewhere on your own little stream, which is the plan. You know. My wife says we should just go up to Nome, and I can stick a dredge in the Nome and get sick of it quicker. But that's a possibility too, but it's too much money to actually get out there. That's the problem. And when you spend 25 grand getting just up there and getting all your equipment up there, you got to make a lot of money to recoup that. And you just get in debt. You know, you're just in debt right off the bat. 25 grand in Arizona, you're setting up a nice little place, you know. Well, so far, so good. Not missing nothing. Oh. Excuse me for a second while I check the light just to make sure. Oh. Nothing in there. Again, like I said though, if there was even one little speck, eventually I'll get it with my Miller table. Alright, let's get back to it. I'm probably 3/4 of the way through, so. I will say, the dirt doesn't stink. One of my pet peeves about pay dirt is sometimes you get some stuff that, ooh, man, it just smells. And it would be okay if you got some stinky pay dirt and you said, oh wow, but look at all the gold I found. But it doesn't seem to always correlate that way, so. A lot of fine pebbles. Doesn't look like there's going to be any pickers here, but, you know. Wasn't advertised as a picker bag, so, you know, I'm not going to get upset about that. Just everyone loves a picker. Do need to buy some more pans. I'm probably going to shoot a video later this week. I see some other gold popping up about different pans. Because I know Martin Prospecting, the Martin pans are most popular, and there's a reason for that, but there's also some other good pans out there. We'll just see where we're getting at. There's a nice little bit of gold there. 25 bucks. Not expecting too much, you know. I am actually going to dump this. See a couple little flakes in there. And just do the rest of this. And then mix them back together and just to, my pan's not getting too full of black sand. Just makes it easier. I do use a smaller pan. Just I don't go through a lot of dirt. So if I was going through a big old thing with a lot of rocks, I didn't feel like, or if I was out in a river, I'd use the bigger pan. But since I'm catching it all in the bigger pan, I figure, you know, it's a lot steadier work. Like I said, Jimbo seems like most of his dirt that he's going to have is from Arizona. I believe he does. He has a couple different bags from Arizona. A couple, what he says, are really hard. Paydirt, I'm guessing it's mostly black sands. I didn't really look into him too much, but I know he's got a couple of those. I believe he's only got one from Idaho, which is this one, the 1 pound Paydirt. It seems like most of his stuff comes from Arizona. Which is fine. I'll probably buy some of that coming up. He also sells some rock crushers, I noticed, and he does sell the Miller Prospecting Miller table on his website. I don't know if you've read my blog, but I'm not a big fan of their customer service when I tried to buy a Miller table from them. They never replied. To this day, they've never replied. So I'm guessing they just didn't want my business. So. I'm just trying to get all these little rocks out. All right. Now, here's one of the time where I'll probably switch to my little Chinese pan. Well, I'm a huge fan of these pans. The Chinese pans is really, really cheap plastic. So, I mean, I'll show you real quick. These are the ones you get on eBay. They, you know, they bend really good. The thing I like about them is their bottom is just so coarse, and it tends to, you know, catch the finer stuff a lot better when you know, work in the fine black sands. I love them. You know, usually I'll work these, but the ridges on them are horrible for when you're just trying to get rid of the blondes and stuff like that, or the rocks and other things. But once you get down to where you're just trying to separate that last little bits, these Chinese pans are wonderful. You know. So let me see what we got. I mean, you can see in there a lot of little big flakes. So transfer that to that. Make sure there's nothing in my pan, you know. Go through this. This Idaho dirt, you said it was dredged, then run through a gold cube, something I've never had an opportunity to use. It's just another one of those pieces of equipment you hear great or bad reviews about. You know, have people love them, have people hate them. I do know, even the people that love them, one of the things they say they're not good at is catching flat gold. You know, the bigger pieces. They tend to just slide off and keep going, but you know, nothing can catch everything, so. Well, otherwise, it looks like tomorrow I plan on shooting another video. I got some more eBay dirt, and I love going to that eBay dirt, you know. But I might have to move it inside. When you get older and your eyes start going bad, you need more light. And I might have to bring some more lights out here. And then that means more extension cords. And, Yep. Looks like I ain't miss anything, so. Get this ready. Now let's move our stuff onto our Chinese pan. Alright. Not in there, not in there. A little bit more blinds in here. Let's see. I'm seeing a good little bit of gold. I mean, you seeing that? It'll take a final weigh out to see exactly how much that is, but you know. I think I'm going to be done shooting for now, and we'll come back. Didn't want to do the whole process today, just because new setup and everything, and I'm going to have to be editing this and making sure I'm not just shooting a picture of, you know, the top of my head or something. So, I'm give it another minute. And then I think I'm going to shut y'all down, but then you'll be able to see some pictures of the final results. Alright? Alright.